Jasmine Figueroa was a 24-year-old woman whose vibrant spirit and dedication left a lasting impression on those who knew her. A diligent student pursuing her master's degree, Jasmine balanced her academic ambitions with a close-knit circle of friends and family in Denver, Colorado. Her infectious enthusiasm and commitment to her goals made her a beloved figure, always quick to share a smile or lend a helping hand. Yet, in March 2021, her sudden disappearance from her home in the Central Park neighborhood sent shockwaves through her community, sparking fears of a sinister fate.
So we were sleeping here, and we'd appeared a big boom above us.
The Denver Police Department's investigation soon zeroed in on a chilling possibility. Someone close to Jasmine, perhaps her husband, Jonathan Nuno-Mijangos, might hold the key to her vanishing. This narrative explores the heart-wrenching events, the meticulous investigation, and the pursuit of justice that followed. We extend our deepest sympathies to Jasmine's family, friends, and all those touched by this tragedy. On March 9, 2021, Jasmine's absence first raised concerns when she failed to meet friends as planned, an uncharacteristic lapse for someone known for her punctuality. A worried friend tried calling to confirm their arrangements but received no answer. Repeated attempts throughout the day yielded the same result, prompting the friend to visit Jasmine's apartment on the 7500 block of East 28th Avenue. The door...
My wife was in the morning.
Okay.
Before I went to work.
Yesterday?
Yesterday.
Okay.
She had texted me, said she was going to go out with a friend.
Okay.
She never mentioned where she was going or anything.
Okay.
I came home.
How did she go out? I saw something about her car's here.
Her car is here.
Went unanswered, and there were no signs of Jasmine or her distinctive red Mini Cooper with a white top. The eerie silence was unsettling, as Jasmine was not one to vanish without a word. Gather more information, officers interviewed the couple's downstairs neighbors who provided crucial details. On March 9th, around 11 a.m., during their son's doctor's appointment, they heard a loud boom from Jasmine and Jonathan's apartment above.
When I knocked on the door, I mentioned that we were here in regards to your neighbor who, excuse me, has been reported as missing.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering if you know anything about it or what's going on, or...
So, not yesterday, day before.
So the 8th?
The 8th,
Okay.
right? Because our son had a doctor's appointment at 11. So we were sleeping here, and we'd appeared a big boom above us.
Okay. The appointment was on the 9th? Okay,
yeah.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
Yeah, it was the 9th, 11 o'clock appointment. So we was all sleeping here. We heard a big boom, and it woke us all up.
Was it 11 a.m. or 11 p.m.?
A.m.
Okay.
And normally we thought it was the dogs running, because that's what we normally hear, but this boom was a huge boom.
Okay, they have dogs?
Yeah.
Okay.
So after we heard the boom, you heard the dogs barking. So maybe it was like they're just running, playing with the dog, because then it calmed down.
Okay.
So then we still laid here for what? It was like 20 minutes before we heard the car, and it started up.
Later that evening, around 10:30 p.m., the neighbors noticed the Mini Cooper back in the garage, but it was parked crookedly, a stark contrast to Jasmine's meticulous habits. Earlier, Jonathan's white car had been in the garage, suggesting he had moved Jasmine's vehicle. By midnight, they saw Jonathan near his car's trunk, with the Mini Cooper back in its spot and his car on the street. Jasmine threatening to leave Jonathan and mentioned a 2019 domestic violence incident where he allegedly tried to choke her, though she later dropped the charges. Jasmine's friends and family painted a picture of a marriage fraught with conflict. On March 6th, a close friend spoke with Jasmine, who confided that her relationship with Jonathan was abusive.
So when she did confide in you, what did she tell you about what was happening?
She just told me I have a confession to make. I haven't been completely honest with you. I've been in an abusive relationship with Johnny, and I've gone to the hospital a few times because of it. And she has tried leaving, and he apparently has tried leaving too, but they always come back together.
Okay. But she said she went to the hospital a couple times?
That's what she told me. I honestly didn't. She told me about it, but I didn't know the extent of it.
Gotcha. So she didn't say, like, how she was physically hurt or anything like that?
She just said general response, like he would hit me, but no other explanations if it was with fists or anything else.
Okay. What was your impression of Jonathan when you were around him? What kind of person was he? Was he quiet? Was he outgoing? Something else?
Hanging out with him with Jasmine, he seemed more outgoing with Jasmine. He would ask me how work was, and then he shared with me that he wanted to become a physician's assistant at one point. So I honestly thought the relationship was taking a turn and that he was changing and wanted to get his life around. So I just believed in that. I did not expect for.
The couple's Ring camera footage was disabled from 11 p.m. on March 9th until 7 a.m. on March 10th, accessible only by Jasmine and Jonathan. These discrepancies, combined with the couple's history, deepened suspicions. The Denver police brought Jonathan in for questioning, asking him to recount his day on March 9th.
Let's go back to Tuesday then. So why don't you just take me through your whole Tuesday, pretty much from the time that you woke up Tuesday morning till the time you called 911, I assume, and had an officer come out.
So Tuesday.
And just so we're clear, we're talking about this last Tuesday, which would have been March 9th.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
So on Tuesday, I woke up at 6:30.
Are you guys on the same? No, okay. All right.
No.
So you wake up at 6:30.
I woke up at 6:30. I walked the dog quickly, came back, took a shower.
Mm-hmm.
Went to use the restroom. Was being a guy, so I was scrolling on Instagram. She opened the door, was like, "You're not even in the shower yet." I'm like, "No, I'm sorry." Like, this is why you're like running late. I'm like, "I know." And so we got in the shower, we took a shower together, talking about, hey, don't forget on Friday we need to buy our plane tickets and reserve the hotel since we're going out to Utah for her graduation.
Oh, okay.
For her master's degree. I was like, yeah, I remember. I want to send you whatever we're gonna even like you're gonna be okay. You're gonna just say like $1 or $2 again. I'm like, I'm okay with that. We're going to your graduation. I got out, fed the dog. She was getting ready. She put on her PJs again. It was blue shorts and gray shirt. I think it was her Vegeta one. Vegeta gray shirt. She had her gray socks on. So they're the same PJs that she's working from home. She likes to be comfy.
Sure.
So she sat down.
Jonathan's account began to falter under scrutiny. He dismissed the neighbor's report of a loud bang as the dog playing with an unbreakable bone, but the police found this unconvincing. When confronted about the Mini Cooper's unusual parking, he claimed he last parked it on March 8th, insisting his car remained on the street.
In its normal spot. And then later, they came back and they said that the garage light was out and your car was parked in her spot, and that her car was parked out on the street. And this would have been late Tuesday evening.
Late Tuesday evening?
Yeah.
No.
Didn't repark that? That
No.
didn't happen? Okay. All right.
My car was out on the parking lot.
The whole time?
Yeah.
Okay, because they said that when they came back even later that evening, her car was parked back in the garage, and your car was back out in the street. In fact, they said that they saw you out.
The neighbor's testimony contradicted this, noting his presence near his car's trunk after midnight. Most critically, cell phone data revealed that Jonathan's phone left the apartment shortly after midnight on March 10th, traveling east on I-70 to East 26th Avenue and Powhatan Road, a remote area.
You already told me that no one else uses your phone and your phone was with you. Okay. Do you know how cell phones work?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me, maybe in your own words.
They are with the satellites. Not
No.
satellites, with the phone lines.
Cell towers.
Cell towers.
Yeah. So you realize that even if your phone isn't receiving calls, it's constantly searching for a tower. And it's constant, when it hits that tower, it gets information. And that sort of makes a trail. Okay. So we've got your phone.
On March 11th, police searched the area where Jonathan's phone data pinged but stopped due to poor visibility. On March 12th, they made a tragic discovery. Jasmine's remains were found at East 26th Avenue and Powhatan Road, precisely where Jonathan's phone had been. An autopsy confirmed she was strangled with evidence of tampering and abuse on her body.
Now is the time to let us know, okay?
Fine, I did leave my house at midnight.
Okay, what happened?
I just drove. I drove and I just drove. That's it. That's all I did. I drove. I couldn't sleep. I was worrying about her. I drove.
You know, the problem that I have with that story now is I asked you 3 separate times earlier in our interview about you leaving the house, and you didn't. If I can't believe you now, or then, how can I believe you now?
Because I drove. Okay.
Where did you drive?
I just got onto I-70 and I just drove.
Did you go east or west?
I went east.
Okay. How far did you go?
Tower Road, Smith Road.
Did you stop?
No.
Didn't stop at all?
No.
Not even once?
Yes, on Smith Road.
Okay, see, there we go again, as far as the whole untruthfulness. No, yes. You don't know what I know, okay? And so you're guessing around. See, the easy thing about the truth is there's only one version.
Her case also highlighted the role of technology such as cell phone data and security cameras in modern investigations, offering critical evidence where human accounts fall short. In 2024, Jonathan Nuno-Mijangos faced trial for Jasmine's murder. He maintained his innocence, claiming a loving marriage and no involvement in her death. However, the evidence was insurmountable, cell phone data placing him at the crime scene, the tampered Ring camera, the neighbors' accounts, and Jasmine's documented history of abuse. The prosecution argued that Jonathan's actions were premeditated, driven by a desire to control Jasmine and prevent her from leaving. The jury found him guilty of first-degree murder, and he was sentenced to life in prison without parole, a verdict delivered in 2024 that ensured he would never walk free. Jasmine Cigaroa's life was marked by ambition, resilience, and love for those around her. Her tragic death at the hands of her husband serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of domestic violence and the urgent need for societal change. Her family and friends continue to honor her memory through advocacy, supporting initiatives to prevent similar tragedies. While justice has been served, the loss of Jasmine, a promising young woman with dreams of a brighter future, remains a profound wound. This case compels us to confront the realities of domestic violence and take action. If you or someone you know is in an abusive relationship, resources like the National Domestic Violence Hotline or local shelters can provide support. Communities must foster open conversations, reduce stigma, and ensure victims have safe pathways to escape.